think that it's really important to go in with no assumption to whether it be meeting a family for the first time or approaching new things that need to be discussed. Going in with no assumptions allows you to have your listening ears on. And there's wonderful books out there about this culture grieves this way. This culture traditionally approaches things in this manner. And while I think it's good to have some background on that, I think the most valuable thing you can do is to walk into a room and listen. Ask open-ended questions that are pretty broad and see where it leads you. That's going to give you perspective on the family, not because of their last name, the color of their skin, their religion, because those things don't always tell you what the family experience is or what the family's hopes are. So going in with a really open mind, open ears, and allowing that opportunity for them to share their family values and their hopes with you is so important and so effective, because then you can build on what you think is going to be helpful for that family. It helps you build what you think is going to be important. And the way that you approach, I think, everything from there on out. And having families that you are able to have that time with is really important. Sometimes we don't have that time. Sometimes we meet a family in really sad circumstances or really difficult moments, and you're meeting them for the first time. And not having that understanding is hard. And we have to make some assumptions at that point, because we need to, if we're close to end of life and we need to have some really hard conversations right now, we do need to make some assumptions. But the less assumptions we make, the better, I think, our conversations go and our connections are.
Yes. And just bringing awareness, like, you have assumptions, but leave them at the door. Don't pretend you don't. Leave them at the door. Come in, and just your own job is to listen.
But I will acknowledge that going in with no assumptions is near impossible. I think I want to point out that that's ideally what I want to do, but am I able to do that all the time? Absolutely not. We have assumptions. We make assumptions. We make judgments, and we categorize, or we have things that we think are what the family's experiencing or what the family is expecting. So it's really hard to not let those impact how you approach someone. So I think it's great in theory, and you want to be aware of that. And the more that you can be aware of your assumptions and judgments that you're making, I think the more effective you are as a caregiver to that family. If you can be aware of your own thoughts that you are already having.